So today we have brought you a Kai anime in which there is both magic and monsters, so you are going to enjoy it a lot. So quickly like the video and subscribe to the channel so that you enjoy the video more. Now without any delay, let's start the video. So the story begins and we see a girl who is running in the forest and is also very scared. Then we see a man who is chasing her and says that those who do not have stars are only a problem for people, so such people should be killed. Then the girl comes near a tree while running. We see that the girl takes out some bags from a secret place. Then the girl puts a lot of her things in those bags and starts leaving with all the bags. Then the girl also takes out some books and bottles from that tree and puts them in her bags too. Then the girl thinks that now I have to leave my village and my family. Then we come to know the name of that girl who was Vamsh, then starts moving forward but falls down while walking, and Mishia is thinking that if she had skills then she would not have faced so much difficulty in all this, but at the same time Vamshi says that if she had skulls then such a day would not have come in her life. Then a pile of garbage is seen and Vamshi starts searching for some useful thing from it. Then Mishia finds something like a map from it and also a blue potion. Vamshi keeps all of them with her. Then a man comes there and Vamsh hides after seeing him. That man starts feeding all that garbage to his slimes, and then that man says that the girl would not have gone too far. Also, from that man, it is known that a name has also been kept to catch Vamsh whether alive or dead. Hearing this, Vamsh gets very scared and starts thinking that the village chief wants to kill her. In this way, the next day also comes and then Vamsh sees some lines, but Vamsh starts running away in fear of, due to which she falls and keeps falling down, then hitting some trees. Mishia falls on the ground and her hand also gets hurt, and Mishia applies the same nourishment on that injury which she had got, but that nourishment was old so it was not working quickly. So Mishia applies her correct potion on it, due to which her injury gets cured completely. Later Vamsh gets a river is seen and Vamsh starts bathing in it, which makes her feel very good and also has a lot of fun. Then Vamsh decides that she will not give up so easily. Then Vamsh remembers that the fortune teller had told her that if she wants to stay safe, she will have to live as a boy. Then Vamsh cuts her hair short and also wears clothes like a boy. Then Vamsh thinks that she will have to change her name too and remembers that her father had given her this name with a lot of love. Then a voice comes in Vamsh's mind, Ivy. Then Vamsh changes her name to Ivy. Now Ivy starts moving forward and then she also sees a slime. Ivy starts reading a book about it, and from which she comes to know that slimes are very weak and they cannot live for a long time. Then the wind blows and that slime falls down. Seeing this, Ivy tells the slime that you are really very weak. Then the wind blows and that slime starts flying. Seeing this, Ivy catches that slime. Ivy decides to keep that slime with herself. The night comes and Ivy tells the slime that God does not always make the same people, and the biggest proof of this is both of them because both of them are very weak. Then Ivy tells that in this world everyone gets skills when they turn 5 years old and their power depends on stars. Everyone in Ivy's house had good stars and their skills were also very good, but Ivy has the skills of doing monster teen, which is almost useless. Also, Ivy does not have a single star, which means her skills are useless. As soon as everyone came to know that Ivy does not have any star, everyone started treating her differently. Even Ivy's family members were not loving her like before. But then Ivy tells that she also has something which no one else has. Ivy remembers some vague memories of her future. Sometimes Ivy remembers some things from her past life which also helps her a lot. In the end, Ivy tells that she has something which no one else has. It is said that in this world only one person lived well with her, and that was the man who could predict the future. That man was also Ivy's teacher and he had told Ivy about many books. Along with that, the same man had also given Ivy a bag with which she can carry a lot of things at once. However, now that bag has become a bit old, due to which sometimes it does a bit wrong things, but still that bag is very useful to Ivy. It is useful. The next day Ivy wakes up and she does not see the slime anywhere. She thinks that the slime must have died by now. So Ivy gets a little sad because once again she is alone again. But then Ivy thinks that she should not get disappointed by all this and she should go to the royal capital as per her teacher's advice, because Ivy's teacher had told that only after going to the royal capital will Ivy get a solution. Then Ivy opens the map and sees that the slime is inside her. Seeing this, Ivy gets very happy and understands that slimes are not as weak as it is written in the book. Then Ivy is looking for a way to tame the monster, and she comes to know that first she has to put some magical energy in the monster, and when that monster accepts that energy, it will start glowing. Then Ivy has to name that monster, due to which a sign will appear on that monster which will tell that the monster has been tamed. Then Ivy also does the same as it was written in the book, due to which the slime starts glowing. Then she starts thinking what name she should give to that slime. After thinking a bit, Ivy names that slime Sarah, which means open sky. Then Ivy tells Sarah that her name is Ivy, and Ivy was very happy because Sarah is her first friend. After which we see that Ivy has made a trap to catch the mouse, and very soon the mouse comes and gets trapped in it. Then Ivy takes that mouse in her hand and tells that this is her 10th mouse. Then before biting that mouse, she apologizes, and after biting it, wraps it in a leaf and keeps it in her bag. After which Ivy looks at the map and tells that she has to go to Odolama City first, and only from there, they can reach the royal capital. Then the wind starts blowing and Sarah starts flying, but Ivy catches it and keeps it in her bag. Then Ivy hears some sound, so she hides on the tree and sees that many monster ants are going from there, which are very big. Then Ivy tells Sarah that she is in the forest at this time and there are such monster ants in the forest. Meeting is a common thing, so they should not always be alert. Ivy feels that Sarah is a little big, but she thinks that it must be her illusion. Then Ivy sees that Sarah has got a little injury on her face while climbing on the tree, so she heals her injury with her potion, but now all the potions of Ivy are finished. Then Ivy starts going towards the city, when she sees her own poster. After that, Ivy reaches the city and hides Sarah in her bag because people are scared of seeing monsters. Ivy comes to the city and sees that everyone is using monsters to make their work easier, and children are also playing there. Inside the city, Ivy sees a bread shop. Seeing it, Ivy starts thinking that it has been so long since she has not eaten bread. Then Ivy reaches the meat shop because that man can buy rat meat from Four, but Four was not able to understand how to talk to the shop owner. Then the shop owner himself asks Four if she has any work. Four gets a little nervous and shows her meat to that man with some fear. Seeing the meat, the shop owner becomes very happy and says that this is very fresh meat. Then Four gives him all her meat, and in return the man gives Four money and also asks Four to bring the meat back. Then Four reaches the same bread shop, and she buys some bread for herself. Ivy was very happy because after a long time she will get bread to eat. After which Ivy climbs the tree and eats the bread with great pleasure and gives it to Sarah to eat as well, but Sarah does not eat the bread. The next day Ivy goes out to collect meat in the forest. Then Ivy sees a pile of garbage in front of her. Ivy gets a lot of potions from there, and there Ivy comes to know that Sarah likes the blue potion. Then Ivy comes back to the meat shop and gives meat to the shop owner as well. Then she buys bread again and goes out to eat it. After taking a bath, Ivy eats her bread and gives the blue potion to Sarah as well. Then Ivy is roaming in the city when she sees some adventurers. Seeing them, Ivy gets very scared. Then those adventurers start coming near her and ask her to look in her bag, but Ivy runs away from there and they all start laughing because they thought that Ivy ran away in fear of them. While running, Ivy comes in front of the meat shop. Then the shop owner he asks Four if she has no meat to sell today, to which Four denies. Then the shop owner tells Four that some adventurers have come to the city and they have bought all his meat, so if Four brings meat, he can give her a good price. Then Four sees that the meat shop owner has also put up his wanted poster. Seeing this, Four starts running from there. Then Four reaches near a bread shop. The lady comes and the bread lady asks Four if she doesn't want bread today. Four refuses, but the lady starts giving Four bread for free because she has got some new breads and Four is also her regular customer. Then Four sees her poster there too. Seeing this, Four gets very scared and runs away from there too. Then Four comes to the forest and starts crying and says that this city is very good and the people here are also very good, but she will have to leave from here because this place is not for her to live. The next day Four leaves that city and starts going through the forest, but both of them were feeling very hungry and Four does not even have anything to eat. Then while walking, Four comes near a river and Four also sees a tree there and there were very good fruits on it. Four starts going near the tree, but then she sees that the tree is a monster tree. Then that tree also takes out some people from its mouth. Seeing this, Four gets very scared and does not even move. Then that monster attacks Ivy, but Slime saves Ivy by pushing her. Then Ivy starts running very fast without looking back and comes far away from that monster, but then Ivy sees that her hand is badly injured and a lot of blood is also coming out. Then Ivy falls on the ground and there was not enough life left in Ivy to take out the nutrition from her bag and use it. Then Sora climbs on Ivy's injured hand and Ivy feels that Sarah is also a monster and monsters eat humans. Sarah is also probably doing the same. After which we see a man who is working outside. Then some sound comes from his house and he goes inside and sees that he has a daughter. Hearing this, the man becomes very happy and he names his daughter Veshia. Now a few years pass like this and now Veshia has grown up a lot and she is also working with her elder brother and father. After which all three of them sit together and eat food. Then he sees a wound around Veshia's neck. The food gets stuck and Veshia's father gives Veshia water in a glass with his magic. Then Veshia's brother tells Veshia that she was eating very fast and that is why the food got stuck in her throat. Veshia replies that I have grown up so I should eat more so that I can become strong. Hearing this, Vamsh's father starts laughing and tells Vamsh that yes, you have grown up now. Then they all return home. They go and Vamsh starts helping her mother set the table. Then Vamsh's brother says that by now Vamsh should have started using magic, but Vamsh's mother tells Vamsh not to hurry because Vamsh is still very useful to them without magic. On this, Vamsh's elder sister tells her mother that this did not happen with her. When she was young, her mother always wanted her to learn magic as soon as possible. So she says that perhaps the youngest is loved the most. Then after having food, everyone sits together and talks about something. The whole family looks very happy. Then someone comes to the gate and we see that there was a lady named Sloa at the gate. Then Sloa says that the time for Vamsh to get magic is coming close. So she has come here to give good wishes. Then we see the past scene where Vamsh is 2 years old and Vamsh's mother is telling Sloa that Vamsh is 2 years old and now she has learned magic. She has started speaking as well, but Vamshi's mother was worried whether she will be able to use magic or not, and Vamshi sometimes says very strange things as well. Then Choti Vamshi asks if there is magic in this world, to which Vamshi's mother says yes. Hearing this, Famish says that it is just like a reincarnation. Misha's mother tells Slova about these strange things and tells that Vimia always keeps saying such strange things. Then Sulua asks to see Vimia's future, so she sends Vamshi's mother to bring candles. After Vamshi's mother leaves, Slua tells Vamshi that you remember things from your past life, but Sulua asks him not to tell this to anyone because if people come to know that Vamshi remembers his past life, then he will face a lot of problems. Now we see the present scene where we see the sliver cutting scene where Vamshi was about to get magic from. Then the priest puts Vamshi's hand in water and Gadi asks Mishia to give magic to Vamsh so that he can live his life well. Then the water turns into a ball and Vamshia gets the skill of a tamer. Seeing this, everyone becomes very happy and then the priest sees Vamshia's star. But the priest is shocked to see that Vamsh does not have a single star. Hearing this, Mishia's father asks the priest to check once again because his daughter cannot be without a star, on which the priest says that this is a divine message, there might be a mistake in it, she cannot do that, and Vamshia is such a child whom God himself has left. Now they all come home and are very disappointed. Then Vamshia's father says that everyone in our family has stars but only Vamshia does not have one. Then Vamshia's father gets very angry and drops Vamshia's toy and says that I cannot believe that this girl is my daughter. Hearing this, Vamshia starts crying. Then Vamshia goes to her mother. Vamshia's brother holds her hand and forbids her from even touching her mother. Then Vimia calls her sister too, but she also leaves from there. Then Vamshia's brother makes Vamshi fall and asks her to leave the house. Then Vamshia is roaming alone in the village and the news of Vamshia being starless spreads in the whole village. Then some children start throwing stones at Mishia and ask her to leave the village. Mishia sees that everyone in the village is just staring at her. Then Mishia comes to the forest and it becomes. Mishia tries to burn some girls with magic, but she is not able to burn them and she faints. When Vamsh regains consciousness, she sees that fire is burning in front of her. Then Vamsh sees that there is sword cutting. Then Sulua gives Vamsh something to eat. Vamsh is very happy with this. Then Sulua gives Vamsh a magic bag and some books as well. Sulua tells that these books will give a lot of knowledge to Mishia, which will be very useful for her because one day Amesh has to go on an adventure. Then Vamsh asks where she will have to go on the adventure. On which Sulua tells that she should go to the royal capital, and while going to the royal capital, if Vamsh finds a place where she can live comfortably, then she should stay there. Also, Vamsh will definitely find a person to whom Vamsh can tell everything. On which Vamsh asks whether she should also tell about her being sterile. So Sloa says that a person must be trustworthy who knows everything and is ready to fight with anyone for Vamet. Then Mishia asks Sloa that why she doesn't hate her because everyone else hates her due to her being sterile. On this, Solva tells that even a long time ago people didn't have stars, and even then they could live their life easily, so stars are not that important. 3 years pass and Vem is roaming in Shia forest when something happens. The people of the village come there, and seeing them, Vumshi hides. Seeing them, Vumshi starts thinking that what has happened in the village, that people are coming here because usually no one comes here. Then Vumshi reaches the village hiding, and she comes to know that Salua has died. Then Vumshi comes to know that everyone hears from the Slur King that a girl like Vumshi should be killed. Hearing this, Vumshi gets shocked. After which the whole village starts going to kill Vumshi. Vumshi runs away from them, but then Vumshi's father catches her and is about to hit her with a hammer. Then Vumshi wakes up and she sees that Sarah has cured her hand's injury. Seeing this, Vumshi asks Sora if he has cured that injury, on which Sora makes some sound from his mouth. Seeing this, Vumshi gets very happy because Sora had started speaking a little bit now. Then Mishia, thinking something bad, goes to Sora's house. They decide to move ahead together. The next day it was morning. Sora wakes up Ivy. After talking for a while, they both come to eat. Ivy sees that Sura is growing much bigger than before, and maybe this is all because of the potion that Ivy has fed to Sura. But Ivy was happy because Sura was becoming stronger. He does not fly with a little wind like before. After eating, Ivy decides to collect rat meat again because this will give them money. Ivy thinks in her mind that she can cook the rat meat herself and eat it, but it is possible that the monster may come to them with the smell of the meat. So Ivy does not want to take any kind of risk. So she decides to eat the meat and stay safe. But then Ivy sees that even after eating all the nutrients, Sura is still feeling hungry. So Ivy goes back to the garbage heap where she finds some clothes. Seeing this, Ivy says that she had to change her clothes for a long time and now she can change them. But first Ivy will eat the meat. She starts looking for potions for Sarah. Ivy finds a lot of potions and then she looks for blue potion among them. Sometimes Sarah eats red potion as well. Seeing this, Ivy is quite surprised because Sarah always used to eat only blue potion, but Ivy keeps potions of other colors in front of Sora, but Sora doesn't eat them. Then a voice comes in Ivy's mind which asks her to mix the potions. After mixing, Sora eats that potion as well. Then they both start going ahead and Ivy says that the weather is very good today and in this way they will go a long way. Then Ivy sees some very nice berries. Seeing them, Ivy says that they are looking very nice. Then Ivy eats the berries and asks Sarub to eat them too, but he refuses. Ivy keeps those berries in the bag to eat later. After which we see Ivy and Sora eating food. Sora eats his potion very quickly and even then Sora starts saying that he is feeling more hungry. Seeing this, Ivy starts thinking that in this way all her nutrition will be finished and now when Ivy will need them, she will not have a single potion. Then a voice comes back in Ivy's mind which tells Four that as long as Sarah is awake, she will feel hungry. Then Four decides to put Sora to sleep by telling a story. Then Four tells Sora that she will tell her the story which Four has always heard. A long time ago, there was a war going on, so the king called all the magicians and asked them what this story was. How the war is going to end, on which they all tell that this whole world will end in war. Then all those people with the help of a magic spell called a boy from another world to their world and now he cannot use the magic spell except that boy. Now we see that it is morning and Sora is waking up Ivy. Ivy wakes up and tells that she always falls asleep after listening to that story and that is why she could never tell him the whole story. Then Ivy looks in her bag that all the potions have disappeared, from which Ivy understands that Sora has eaten them. After some time Ivy makes a trap to catch the rat and in a short while something gets trapped in it. But Ivy sees that a snake monster is trapped in it and not a rat. Ivy gets very scared after seeing it, but she gathers courage and puts that monster in a bag because she can get good money for it. Then Ivy starts going towards the city with that snake monster, but then she sees many people injured. Seeing them, she gets very scared and runs away from there. Ivy comes to the city and thinks of telling someone about those people. Then Ivy reaches the town hall and tells a girl that she has seen some people lying injured on the road. Hearing this, all the people sitting there get shocked and that girl asks Ivy properly where she saw those people. Ivy also tells that seeing them, it seemed that monsters had attacked them. Then a man comes to 4 and asks 4 how she can tell that those people must have been attacked by monsters and not by robbers, to which 4 tells that all their belongings were scattered there, and if they were robbers, they would have definitely taken their belongings. Then that man also agrees with 4 and comes to check at that place with his companions. Then that girl tells 4 that once the correct information is found, 4 will get her award, on which 4 asks what will she get the reward for. Then that girl tells that the person who gives such information is given an award. Then that girl gives 4 a form and asks her to come later and collect her award, after which 4 comes to a shop and sells this snake. 4 gets as many coins by selling 1 snake as she gets after selling 30 rats. Then that shop owner tells 4 that if she finds any snake in future, then 4 can come to his shop and sell. 4 was very happy because now she could buy a lot of food for the journey. Then 4 comes to the garbage heap to give food to Sara, and 4 finds a lot of magic bags there, and Sara is eating all the potions there. But 4 was not able to understand how to carry all those bags because they are all of different types, due to which their ability is also different. Then a voice comes from inside 4 that she can carry all the bags by keeping them in a bag. Then after thinking for a long time, 4 finally puts all the bags in a bag and comes back to the city. Then that man comes in front of 4 and tells that 4's information was absolutely correct, due to which she could save those people's lives, and they were attacked by monsters, and soon the adventurers team is going to kill those monsters. So that man forbids 4 from going out of the town until they kill those monsters. Then that man asks 4 to bring his award, because Ivy's information was absolutely correct. Then 4 reaches back to the town hall and 4 gets 2 gold coins, along with silver, which were very valuable. Then that girl gives 4 her award and asks 4 to lose them, after which 4 is sleeping inside the city because there can be danger in the forest due to the monsters. After which we see that Ivy's trap was breaking again and again and no rat was getting trapped, due to which Ivy starts thinking that if this trap does not work like this then she will never be able to earn money. Then Sora starts going somewhere and Ivy also runs behind Sora. Then Ivy starts smelling blood, and then Ivy sees an animal lying injured in front of her. Then Ivy starts looking in her book to find out which animal it is. Then Ivy comes to know that it is a rare monster and its name is Dima. Then that monster starts moving. Seeing this, Ivy says that the monster is still alive, but if it stays like this for a long time then it will not be able to live for long because it is already very weak. Ivy starts thinking that some time ago she was also just like that monster. She was also going to die like this. Then Sora increases its size and takes that monster inside itself. Ivy was not able to understand what Sora is doing. Then we see that that monster becomes completely fine and stands in front of Ivy. Seeing him, Ivy she gets very scared, but that monster does not do anything to Ivy and instead hugs her. Seeing this, Ivy starts thinking that it was written in the book that this monster is very dangerous and at least 5 high-rank adventurers are needed to defeat it. But Ivy did not feel like that at all after seeing that monster. Rather, Ivy found that monster very cute, after which all 3 of them are walking together and Ivy was thinking in her mind that if she had more magical energy, she would have definitely tamed that monster. Then Ivy decides to give a name to that monster, and after thinking a bit, she names him Seal. Seeing Seal also, it seemed that he liked his name a lot. Then Ivy starts leaving and she hears the voice of some people from the front, so she puts Sora in her bag and starts thinking that now where should she hide Seal, because Seal is not going to fit in that bag, so Seal himself goes and becomes silent. Seeing this, Ivy becomes very happy and says that Seal she is also very intelligent. Then Ivy was about to reach the town and sees a guard standing at the town gate, who looked very dangerous. Just then a man starts passing by Ivy's side, but the guard catches that man before he could enter the town and cuts the man's bag with his sword, which contains illegal liquor. Carrying illegal liquor in the town is illegal, so the guard sends that man to jail. Ivy is also watching all this from a distance and thinks that he caught that bad man so easily. Ivy starts thinking what she should do now, because if Card caught Sora then he will send Ivy to jail too, and if Ivy goes back then Card will suspect only. Then Ivy gathers courage and starts going inside the town, but then the guard tells Ivy that he has seen her here for the first time. Ivy was trying to say something, but the guard was looking at her with such anger that Ivy gets very scared. Then a worm comes and sits on the guard's shoulder. Ivy tells the guard that there is a worm on her shoulder. Then the guard removes the worm. Then Ivy starts leaving from there, but the guard stops Ivy again and asks which family Ivy belongs to. On which Ivy tells that she has come here from Tommy Village. Then the guard asks if she has really come here alone from such a far distance. On which Ivy says yes. Then the guard tells that nowadays Tommy Village is going through a very bad time. Then the guard tells Ivy that when Ivy became an adventurer, if she becomes a man then she will have money for food and she will be able to live comfortably. Then the guard lets 4 go inside. While going, 4 is thinking whether something has happened in Lotomi Village. Then 4 is walking in the town when a voice comes in her mind that sleeping in the forest can be dangerous, so she should stay in the town. 4 also agrees to this and decides to stay in the adventurer tent. Then 4 reaches the place where all the adventurer tents were. 4 also goes there and a man gives 4 the permit to go inside. Then 4 goes inside with the permit and spreads her mattress. Then 4 looks at the tents of all the people and decides to buy a tent herself because 4 will be able to take out Sora also inside the tent. Then 4 comes to the second-hand tent shop and starts looking at the tent. Then the same gate guard comes behind 4. Seeing him, 4 screams very loudly, due to which the guard also gets a little scared. Then the guard asks for her. Ivy tells her name, then the guard tells his name is Agora and his partner's name is Elvira. Then the guard starts taking Ivy to a good shop from where Ivy can get very good stuff. Then they all reach a tent shop. A man asks Ivy what kind of tent she wants, but first Ivy asks how much do the tents cost. Then the man asks Ivy about her budget, to which Ivy tells that her budget is 100 rupees. Ak has a silver coin and 2 gold coins, but Ivy says that she does not want to spend them. They are all surprised to hear a child having so much money, but Avi felt that maybe his budget is low to buy a tent. Then Ak asks Avi how did she get so much money, even the gold coin, to which Avi says that she gave information about the injured adventurer for which she got a reward. Then Ak asks if she has less money, to which the shop owner says that his budget is quite good and in this Avi will get a very good tent. Then that man gives Avi a very good tent and also gives a magic bag in which Avi will be able to keep her money and no one will know what is inside. Avi is very happy and thanks them all. After which we see that after a lot of hard work, Avi sets up her tent and goes inside and takes Sora out and tells Sora that from today this is their home, and also tells that in this town the people of the place are also very good. Then Ivy starts going to collect potions for Sora, but then some adventurers come in front of Ivy and start saying that this tent is theirs and Ivy has stolen it, on which Ivy denies and says that this tent is hers, she has bought it from a second-hand shop. But those people say that no one like Ivy can buy such a good tent. Then a man picks up Ivy and one of the girls says that there must be more stolen goods in Ivy's bag, so she starts checking Ivy's bag. On seeing Sora in the bag, they all start thinking what is this thing, because they had never seen anything like this before. Then the guard comes there and tells all of them that if they create trouble here, they will be thrown out of here. Then the man tells the guard that this girl has stolen his tent, on which the guard asks them if they have any proof. Then the man starts saying that how can such a small child buy such a big tent, on which the guard asks if this is their proof. So all of them calm down after hearing this. Then the guard tells them that the hand general and the vice general themselves had brought this tent for that boy. Hearing this, all of them calm down and start running from there, but then more guards come there and catch 2 of those men. Then the guard asks Ivy if he is hurt. Ivy asks if he is hurt how did they know that those 2 guards had got the tent for Ivy, on which the guard tells that Og had come here and he himself told all this and also told everyone to take care of him. Then that guard apologizes to Ivy for the trouble and also gives Ivy a blue potion, after which we see that Ivy and Sora are enjoying their food. But Sora was not eating his nutrition. Seeing this, Ivy asks Sora why he is not starting to eat, on which Sora points towards the new potion kept in the bag, but Ivy refuses to give it to him and says that that potion can be useful for them later. The next day morning, Ivy leaves for hunting and every guard praises Ivy and Ivy tells them that she is going to hunt. Then while leaving, Ivy is thinking in her mind that how every guard knows her. Then Ivy comes to the forest and sees that her trap is broken. Seeing this, Ivy is very disappointed because she hunts most of the time in summer. She wanted to catch more rats and rabbits and sell them so that she could collect some money. Then CL comes to 4 and he had caught a lot of rabbits. Then CL gives all those rabbits to 4. Seeing this, 4 is very happy and starts cutting the meat of those rabbits, because only when the meat is fresh, then only it will fetch more money. After some time we see that 4 had cut and packed the meat of all the rabbits. Then 4 wakes up Sora and asks her to leave because they had to go to sell the meat. Then 4 hugs CL and thanks him because only after CL's help 4 was able to collect so much meat. After which 4 comes to the meat shop and sells Sora meat, for which 4 gets. Now again all the guards start asking 4 how her day went and whether she earned good money today. Then 4 is sitting alone at a place and then Valley Vera comes there and asks 4 why she is sitting alone like this. Then 4 tells him everything, on which she is surprised. Valavila tells Ivy that all this is happening because of Agata, because he told all the guards that there is a boy in town whose name is Ivy and he is a very hard-working boy, so they should help him, after which Ivy understands how all the guards know him and why everyone is treating him so well, after which Ivy comes to a fruit shop and sees the Jero fruit which belongs to Ivy. Most of them grow in the village itself. Then the owner of that fruit shop asks Ivy that he is also from Tommy village from where these fruits come. Then that shop owner tells that this time the crop of Jero fruit has not been good and all this is happening because of the stupid chief of that village. On which Ivy asks what has happened in Tommy Village. Then that man tells that Lady Lova used to live in Tommy Village who always used to predict for the cultivation of jar fruit due to which the cultivation of jar fruit was always very good but one day Lady Lua fell ill and that stupid chief did not even give good medicine to Selua due to which Selua died and since then the village is going through very bad days. The people there do not even have money for food. Also the shop owner tells that the village chief has tried to put the blame on a small girl. Then that man tells Ivy that he must know everything about all this because he himself is from Tommy Village. Then that man asks Ivy that she is from her village. Why did he run away from him because that man thought that Ivy is a boy from that village, on which Ivy tells that her parents had also joined hands with the village chief, so Ivy left her house. Then that man gives Ivy a jar of fruit which makes Ivy very happy, after which Ivy comes back to her house and starts thinking that a lot of bad things are happening in Lajmi village but now Ivy is very happy here and she has a lot of people who are very kind. Next day Ivy goes out for hunting again and again all the guards say good morning to Ivy and this time Ivy also wishes them good morning with a lot of happiness. Then Ivy comes to the forest and this time she makes a trap at a very good place. Then Ivy starts going to find the potion for Sora also, but then Ivy feels that there is a human being somewhere around her. So Ivy keeps Sora in her bag, then the same two bad adventurers who had escaped come in front of 4, seeing 4, they start saying that day 4 did not behave well with them and because of this, 2 of their friends also got arrested. Now they catch 4 and tell 4 that she has a rare slime and they ask her to give it to them but 4 says that the slime is her friend so she will not give it to anyone. But then they start checking Ivy's bags but then CL comes. With just one kiss from CL, the girl falls unconscious and the men start running with him. Then CL reaches in front of that man with a lot of speed and roars again and this time that man also faints. Now Ivy is thanking CL. Meanwhile more people start coming there, so CL hides. Then Oct and Lavera also come there and ask Ivy that she had heard the sound of some people shouting here, on which Ivy tells that the shouting voice was of those 2. After this Act tells Ivy that all those people have been put in jail and all those adventurers harass the new adventurers and snatch their things from them. But then Act says that now there is no need for Ivy to worry because all of them have been put in jail and they will also be given the right punishment. Then Oct tells that it was because of Ivy that they were able to catch those goons, so 4 will be given an award and 4 also gets gold coins in the award, taking which Ivy starts thinking that now she has a lot of money due to which Ivy was looking a little nervous. Then Oct asks Ivy if she has an account, but Ivy did not have an account, so Oak asks her to open an account for Ivy, so that Ivy's money will also be safe and Oak is also ready to become Ivy's guarantor, after which both of them come to the trade guild and Ivy's account is also opened. Then Phyli Vera also comes to them and the 3 of them go to eat together. Then they are talking about magic and stars. Then Og asks Ivy what skill she has and how many magics she has, on which Ivy tells that she has the skill of a tamer, but Ivy does not answer the question about the star. Then Og says that there are many people who have only 1 star, but still those people are worthy of praise. The next day Ivy leaves for the royal capital and Og says bye to Og and Lavera. After Ivy leaves, Og and Lavera talk about how they have met Leighton Willett. They had checked the report of the runaways but it was not mentioned anywhere about any 8-year-old runaway child. Both of them understand that Ivy is the same runaway girl and because of this she has also changed her gender. Then Valavera tells them that because of the accident that happened with Ivy, she is probably not able to trust anyone, that's why she didn't tell them anything about them. Then Valivera says that one day Ivy will surely tell them everything. We will see the next day. Sora is running very fast. Ivy was also not able to understand how Sora is so energetic today. Then a voice comes from inside Ivy that Sora had cured Seal and because of this he has evolved but Ivy did not know anything about evolution. Ivy is going ahead and meanwhile she sees a very bad place which was done by an animal. Seeing this Ivy gets scared that how strong that animal would be. Then Seal comes there and Ivy starts playing with him. After which it becomes night. Ivy and Sora eat together. Then Ivy tells Sora that tomorrow they have to get up early because they have to go to check the traps set for rats. Next day Ivy goes to check the traps but not even a single rat was caught in that trap. Seeing this Ivy gets very disappointed but Ivy tells that they need not worry because she has some meat left from last night so she can eat it. Then both of them start moving ahead. Then Ivy feels someone's presence and she calls Sura. She keeps it in the bag and Ivy starts running away from him but whoever he was, starts chasing her. Ivy gets scared and tells him not to come near her. Then CL comes there and roars loudly due to which whoever he was, goes away from there. Ivy also does not understand who he was. Then Ivy starts moving forward with CL, and Ivy was still thinking about that thing. Then Ivy sees that an augur is coming towards them. CL starts fighting with him, but CL falls down with him. Then many more augurs start coming from above. Ivy sees them and starts running from there. While running, Ivy reaches a place where many mannequins were hanging. Seeing this, Ivy gets scared, but Ivy starts running forward. Then Ivy gets caught in a trap and an augur is about to attack but then a boy burns that augur with a fire attack. Then that boy burns all the other augurs with his second attack. Then the boy hears Ivy's voice and says, "What is a child doing in this trap?" Then another boy comes there and frees Ivy from the trap by shooting an arrow. But Ivy was about to fall down when the first boy, whose name is Latro, catches Ivy. Then their whole group comes there and together they defeat Augur. Then Ivy comes to know that the name of their group is Sapraskad, and they came to know that there are many people like Augur here. There are monsters, so they were sent here to kill the monsters. Then they all tell their names and Ivy tells them that she is from Latmain village and now she is going to Otto Lama village. Hearing this, they all are a little surprised that how such a small boy has come so far alone. Then they all tell Ivy that they are also going to Tolma village, so Ivy can also come with them. Then Ivy also starts going with them because this will make her journey very easy and Ivy will not have to worry about the monsters as well. Then while walking, Ivy sees Seal. Ivy is very happy to see him alive, but Ivy tells Seal to go quickly because if they see Seal then they will kill him too. Seal leaves quickly. Then they all reach the adventurer camp where all the adventurers were. Then they all leave Ivy with Latro and themselves all go to talk about their next mission, after which Ivy and Latro are sitting together and Latro also had the duty of cooking food, but Latro tells that he does not know how to cook properly and whenever he cooks food, everyone only insults him. Then he asks for help from Furl and Ivy in cooking because he does not know how to cook at all. Ivy also agrees to help him, and while cooking, she also tells him about many herbs which can increase the taste of food a lot. Then Ivy starts making many different dishes and Latro keeps looking at For because cooking all this was not in his capacity. After which we see that everyone is eating together and everyone was liking the food very much. Everyone liked the food so much that no one was saying anything, due to which Ivy starts feeling that she did not like the food, but everyone together says that the food is very good and they have never eaten such good food in their life. Everyone tells that today it was Latro's duty to cook food, so they were getting tensed whether they would get good food today or not, but For made them happy by cooking such good food. But then everyone starts telling Latro that he must have left all the work to Ivy, but Ivy tells that Latro helped in using the fire, to which Latro agrees and tells that after all fire is his ability. Latro does a fire blast in the air which was just like a firecracker. Then Ivy tells that if Latro had not done anything then he would have done it. If he has different types of metals, he will be able to make different colored Then Mila tells that they have many types of metals which are left from their broken weapons. Now Ivy keeps some metals in a corner and puts a rabbit bone and some salt in it. Then Ivy ties all of them in a cloth and gives it to Latro. As Latro throws them in the sky and blasts them, they burst like colorful crackers. Seeing this, everyone becomes very happy and Latro starts throwing all the bundles one by one. Everyone sitting there likes it very much and everyone also praises Ivy for this idea. After which Ivy is washing the dishes, then everyone else also comes to help Ivy. Then Latro hugs Ivy and says that he wanted a younger brother just like this. The scene shifts and we see that Ivy and Sarah are in their tent and Ivy also gives a lot of nutrition to Sarah and also praises all those people that they let him stay with them and also gives very good food. While they are talking about Ivy, they all say that something bad must have happened to Ivy in the past, because of which she feels that she is useless. That's why she always works very hard so that she can be useful to everyone. Leto is also listening to all this but doesn't say anything. Next day Ivy gets a potion box. Ivy keeps it for Sarah. Then Ivy sees two slimes there and Mila also comes there and tells For that both of them are her slimes and they are rare slimes that can eat even swords. Ivy asks Mila if she has ever seen such a slime that never disappears. Mila denies that she has never seen such a slime, but she tells that if For gets such a slime, then she can sell it at a good price. Then Ivy starts feeling the same as she felt when that man was chasing her. Then the rest of the group members also come there who had come after defeating Augur and they have many. All of them were useless weapons which got damaged due to fighting with Augur, after which Ivy cooks food for them. But Ivy is thinking that they had told that today they fought with a monster, so Ivy starts getting tensed whether CL will be fine or not. Then a voice comes in Ivy's mind that if someone fights with a rare monster like CL, then there will definitely be talk about him everywhere. Ivy also says that this is absolutely true, so she understands that CL will be fine, after which Ivy goes to the tent. She also gives some food to Sura to eat, but then Ivy starts feeling the same feeling again, so Ivy tells Sura to hide in the bag and she also starts getting scared, but that feeling disappears on its own. Ivy does not understand why this is happening to her. Then Latro comes there and asks Ivy if she can help him in cooking food tomorrow also, to which Ivy says yes. Then Ivy starts thinking that Latro came as soon as she felt this feeling. Is it possible that the feeling is coming because of Latro? Sura tries to tell something to Ivy, but Ivy was not able to understand anything. Then Ivy takes the name of all the adventurers one by one, and as soon as Ivy takes the name of Mela, Sura starts getting scared. Next day, Ivy fills a form to go to the town so that she can come to that town anytime. Then all of them start setting up their tents in the town too, but Ivy asks them if they are not going to stay in their homes. Then Captain Sujal comes there and he takes 4 with him, after which we see that they are all talking. Then Sujal tells 4 that the danger in the town is not over, that's why they have set up tents outside, on which 4 asks if they are in danger from the monsters, but they have already finished off the monsters. Captain Rold tells 4 that there is a criminal organization in the town which is kidnapping children and selling them outside, and this is the reason why they have kept 4 with them. Then Rold tells 4 not to be afraid because they will finish off that organization. Sujal tells that till now the organization has not done anything that can make them come to know. Then 4 tells that someone had tried to attack her. Hearing this, everyone is shocked and asks 4 what happened to her, but before 4 tells anything, they put up a magic barrier so that no one from outside will be able to hear them. Then 4 tells that before meeting their group, a man was following 4. But then a monster came there, due to which the man ran away from there and Ivy was saved. Then Ivy tells that last night she felt a strange presence, and as soon as Latro came that feeling disappeared. Now everyone starts asking Latro if he is the one behind everyone, to which Latro tells that he had only gone to ask about lunch. Then a man says that it is also possible that as soon as Latro came there, that person ran away from there. Then everyone starts thinking that the member of the organization must be from their group, on which Ivy takes Mila's name. But they all start asking how can Ivy take Mila's name. Now Ivy starts thinking that if she tells them about Sora, then they can kill Sora too, so Ivy ends the conversation without saying. That same night, Ivy asks Sora if she can tell them all about him. Sora tries to say something, which Ivy feels that Sora also wants her to tell them about him. Then Ivy remembers Slova's words that someday the truth will definitely come out in front of everyone, and if Ivy always tries to hide the truth, then people will not trust her, and one day Ivy will definitely need such people who will fight for her on her behalf. Next morning, Ivy sees that the whole group is talking together. Then Ivy also reaches there. Then they use the same sound magic item and tell Ivy that Ivy was absolutely right about Mila, and both her brothers are also. They are associated with the organization. Then they all tell that they followed Mila last night, and Mila and her brother were talking to a merchant. Then when they went to Mila pretending to be strangers and asked her about that merchant, Mila lied that the merchant was asking her for directions. But Mila was talking using the same sound magic item, and why would anyone use this item to make a way? Then when they found out about that merchant, they came to know that the merchant has come to this town for the first time. Then they all thank Ivy for the information about Mila, because if Ivy had not taken Mila's name in front of them, then they would never have come to know about Mila. But Ivy asks them that she did not even tell them anything properly, then why did they trust her so easily? On which Latro says that Ivy is very good at heart, so they know that they can trust Ivy. Then Ivy decides to tell them about Sora and leaves the tent. She brings Sora out and tells that I am a teamer and I have teamed a Slain. Everyone decides that they will also not tell anyone about Sora. Then a voice comes from inside 4 that she did the right thing by telling them about Sora, on which 4 thinks that they all trusted her and they are all very kind, so 4 can also trust them. So here but this video ends. As soon as the next part comes, you will get to see the video. Till then, subscribe to the channel, like the video and press the bell icon so that the notification of the next video reaches you first. We meet in the next video with a new story, and